So here we have the question which asks us to find the value of x and the measure of rs if s is between r and t. So these problems can be kind of confusing if we don't draw out the figure. So I'll draw it out up here. If s is between r and t, that means r and t are the endpoints. So I have an r over here, point r over there, and then I have a point t over here, and then s is in between r and t, like so, right? And then they give us some of the measures. So rs here is going to be 5x, and then st over here is going to be 3x, and then rt, the entire segment, is going to be 48, right? So if we use our formula, right, which we still have leftovers from up here, it's rt, the entire line, is equal to the first segment plus the second segment. Right? So we can just go ahead and plug these values into our equation and find out what the value of x is. So rt is equal to 48. 48 is equal to rs is 5x. st is 3x. So I'm going to say plus 3x. So I have my equation, and now I can solve for x. So it's 48 is equal to 8x. I'm dividing both sides by 8, so I get x is equal to 6. Right? So now that I found that x is equal to 6, I can find the value of rs here. Right? So rs is equal to 5 times 6, which is equal to 30. Right? So x is equal to 6, rs is equal to 30. By plugging in the 6 in the place of x in this equation here, rs is equal to 5x. Let's go ahead and try the same over here, right? They give us, it's a similar problem, right? They give us rs, st, and then the entire segment is going to be 32. So we're going to do 32 is equal to 2x plus 5x plus 4. Combine their like terms, subtract 4 on both sides. So it's going to become 28 is equal to 7x. Now I need to divide both sides by 7, and so I get x is equal to 4. But now I need to find rs, right? But I found x, so I can substitute it in. So I get rs, or the length of rs, is equal to 2 times 4, because I'm substituting in the 4 for the x here. So it's 2 times 4. So rs is equal to 8, right? X is equal to 4, rs is equal to 8. Alright, now we're over here, and yeah, we're given rs, st, and the entire length, so it's the same problem, right? We'll start with 72 is equal to 6x plus 12. I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides, so I get 60 is equal to 6x. Now I'm dividing both sides by 6, the coefficient in front of the x, so I get x is equal to 10. So now I need to find rs, and so it's rs is equal to 6 times 10, because I'm substituting in 10 for x, and I find that the length of rs is equal to 60. Right, done. Now we're over here. It's the same problem, so let me just go ahead and work through it. 24 is equal to 4x plus 4x. So it's 24 is equal to 8x. Divide both sides by 8, and I get x is equal to 3. I'm plugging into rs, and so I get rs is equal to 12, and we're done. Right. So now the last set is determine whether each pair of segments is congruent. And if you remember, congruency means they have the same length. All right. And so we're looking over here, and they're checking line segment AB if it's congruent with line segment CD, and we're looking at their lengths. Are they the same? So, is AB's measure equal to CD? Right? Is that true? If that's true, they're congruent. So I'll go ahead and substitute in their measures. It's 5 centimeters is equal to 5 centimeters, and yes, that's true. Give a check mark there. So I can say line segment AB is congruent with line segment CD. Okay. So now we're looking over here, and so we have xy and yz, right? Are these congruent? Well, we know that these two sides are congruent, and so why? Because we have the two lines there, right? This line and that line. So what we can do is we can first figure out, set these two sides equal to each other, figure out what's x, and if x is the correct value, then these two sides will become congruent as well. Right? So let's go first figure out what x is by setting the two congruent sides equal to each other. It's going to be 3x plus 5 is equal to 5x minus 1. Subtract 3x, add 1, so I'm going to be left with 6 is equal to 2x. And then I'll divide both sides by 2, and I get x is equal to 3. Alright, so x is equal to 3. Now we check for congruency on this side and this side, right? So let's go ahead and put it into an equation. We'll get 3x plus 5 is equal to 9x over 2. And this is a question mark, right? Is this true? Question mark. So I'm substituting in 3 for x. So I'll get 3 times 3 is 9 plus 5 is equal to 3 times 9 is 27 over 2. Right, I'll go ahead and simplify. So on the left side, I'll get 14 is equal to, and this is 10, 13 and 1/2. So it's close, but they're not congruent. Okay, so I'm going to say, so this is not equals, right? So I'm going to say that xy, line segment xy, is not congruent with yz. And how do we signify not congruent? We do a line through the congruent symbol. Or just like not equals, we do a not congruent. Okay, and that's it. That's 1.2.